size cosplayer or whatever you want to consider me. I wear what looks good on me. I make sure I design it to fit my body. Stephanie, you wanna help me?
You know what?
In the beginning, most people who cosplayed were the general quirky stereotype of maybe a little shy, might be a bit of an introvert. Before, it was an open source area where anyone could be anything they wanted and there was no standard. Now with mainstream community comes those, you know, sexualized standards that we were trying to get away from. I was told by, I guess what would be considered one of the more popular cosplayers, she told me, she's like, you've been in the business long enough, and she says, I know the only reason why you don't have like the thousands of likes on your Facebook page is because you're a plus size cosplayer of color. People really haven't gotten over the whole race thing. It's amazing. For cosplay, it's about the costume. This is the realistic part of me, and that's not gonna change, nor do I really feel like I have to change it. That's the whole point of cosplay, to be able to go outside your normal boundaries and to be someone who you choose to be.
I always think about comfort. My first thing is comfort and bathroom, like her Psylocke costume. Instead of having just a zip back, I would make a snap at the bottom so it's just easy to snap off. Most of my customers are plus size customers, and I'm really happy to do that for plus size cosplayers. And especially if they're cosplayers of color too. I end up making costumes just to make girls feel better about themselves. They don't have to be the size 0 or 12. They can be sexy at whatever size they want. So I help create that.
There have been occasions where I've been bashed online for my cosplay. Recently in August, there was a website who decided to make a hate blog. They didn't even comment about my actual costume. So it took a lot for me to wear this particular cosplay costume for the New York Comic-Con Villains Contest, because just seeing it, I had to go over in my head the negativity that I received from it. I said, you know what? No, I'm not gonna let it stop me. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna do it. And I wore it and I won. So I had told the judge, Amy Reeder, sorry. I said that, you know, you're giving me more than just a ticket to New York Comic-Con. You're giving me just the official, you know, your costume's awesome. We appreciate what you do. Even though I already knew it, it's good to see other people professionally give you that same, you know, okay. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, I am human. You go through a lot of stuff being a cosplayer of color. As I put together the costume, I'm thinking of a backstory for the character. There's different vampire clans, and every clan has a head of their house. So tipping back into my role-playing days, I was like, that's what I'm going to do. In the beginning, I wasn't very vocal about it as far as like for work, because I wasn't sure how people would take it. I'm still a little bit conscientious about people might not understand what I do. Listen, if you can handle the fact that I'll be in cosplay like maybe 46% of the time out of the year, then we can, you know, we can do this. But if they find that awkward, then we probably wouldn't even be able to be friends, because that's such a core part of my personality. So these fit across my gum line and teeth. They clip in to give the effect that I have canines that are more than the average human. I think these are, yeah, these are pretty scary.
Let's hope they can fit past your shoulder, because I forget. Yeah. If not, I have to do a zipper at the back.
People are still set in the mindset that only kids can cosplay. They're not really taking the full aspect of what this actually is. There are people who have learned crafts that they never knew before.
Which one? How about both? No, I'm just playing.
It's more than just dressing up in a costume. These are things that can affect a person for years on out later. The boost of confidence that you get from being able to be in such a social setting with that kind of like a little bit of social armor, because it is your costume. I think after a while, you don't need the costume anymore when you start to realize that the people are very genuine with their responses. And that's a definite life lesson that people can use for like ever.